forcing Game 7 tonight in Houston. Woo! You get all that, guys? Skip, how did the Nationals pull that off?
You mentioned it. I believe Alex Bregman pretty much lost the Astros that game and very possibly the World Series by quietly igniting the Nationals in the bottom of the first last night, because Steven Strasburg said after the game he was tipping his pitches. They corrected it after the first, but he was tipping, he thought, in the first. And apparently Alex Bregman knew what was coming because he jumped all over one and just crushed it to left field. But then something happened I have never seen. And for the record, I started covering baseball for the Los Angeles Times when I covered the Dodgers back in the 1970s here in L.A. I have never seen anybody carry their bat all the way up the baseline to first base. He tried to hand it off like a baton to the first base coach, and they missed connection. So he actually rounded the bag with the bat still in his hand. So not only was he admiring his blast, but he was carrying his bat, which made this way worse than any exaggerated rub-it-in bat flip at home plate. This made it the worst, and it crossed the line. I'd never seen anything like it, and neither had Steven Strasburg or Dave Martinez, the manager, and they both said after the game, we did not like it. But that team is united. It's pulled together. They didn't want to make a big deal of it. Alex Bregman, to his credit, made a big deal after the game because he apologized because he knew it was way over the line, and he said, it's not the way I was taught to play the game. But he does handle himself with a very, what I'd call, positive arrogance that borders on cockiness. And I think it just ran away with him because he thought that was the blow that was going to change the world, right? That was going to, that put them up 2-1. Instead, it seemed to ignite the Nationals, and they roared back with 6 unanswered runs the rest of the way to win 7-2. Your thoughts on that?
You know, Skip, I agree with you. It's funny how people seem to forget the rules of baseball, all these unwritten rules.
It's an unwritten rule.
When they're doing it. Oh, that's a rule? And then all of a sudden, now he know you're not supposed to carry the bat. And Skip, I'm not, covered baseball, but I watch baseball. I know when you hit a home run, you're not supposed to stand and stare, and you're not supposed to bat flip. But carry the bat to first base.
Never seen it.
But if I was Soto, Skip, I'd have hit me a home run. I'd have carried my bat all the way around the bases. I'd have rounded hit
You know
first.
what? I wouldn't have minded that, actually.
I'd have round second. I'd have still had the bat in my hand.
I could just picture it.
And I'd have been pointing at Bregman the whole way. But little did he know, Skip, he ignited the Nationals. He had no idea what he was doing. He thought, the fans, because that's going to be the story, Skip. He hit his home run. They win the World Series. He's probably going to be the MVP. He took the bat to first base. But what he did, that was their rallying cry. Because look at what happened after he done that.
Thank you. And if this had been a regular season game...
It would have been a fight.
They'd
have beamed him.
The next time up, he would have been ducking. He would have been hitting the dirt because...
Strasburg hit it right in the middle of his back.
Right and high and tight. You are exactly right about that. So this led to the most controversial play of the night, which was the play at first base. And again, my issue with the play was how long it took to quote-unquote review it, because it's not reviewable. I don't know what they were doing. It took 5 minutes, but it seemed like 50 minutes, right? And the air went out of the game. And the truth is, Anthony Rendon immediately took baseball off the hook for the blunder of that whole thing, the way it was handled. Because he crushed one, and that sort of rendered that whole thing moot. But to me, Trey Turner was too much in the baseline. He stayed too much in the baseline too long. That's just my take on this. And I think the home plate umpire was right to say you are out because it made, even though the throw, what did John Smoltz say on our Fox telecast? He said, we were taught as pitchers to try to hit the runner if he's leaning inside the baseline like that.
So maybe you can get the call.
And you'll get the call, and he got the call, right?
Man, Skip, I can understand why Martinez was so upset, because that could have cost him the game. Skip, you lose the World Series on a call like that?
Okay, so this is my pet peeve. I've said this for years about baseball. I still can't believe they let managers get away with throwing that kind of a tantrum on the field, because it looked like he wanted to fight. Right? Didn't it look like he wants to throw down right there?
Let me ask you a question, Skip. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, the play that happened in the NFC Championship game happens in the Super Bowl. What the hell you think a coach is going to do? He probably going to fight. That's the World Series. That's it. If they lose this game, it's over.
Okay, but if Sean Payton runs on the field and gets in the referee's face and wants to fight him right there, what starts happening? Yellow starts flying, right?
Right.
You would probably, if you tried to fight him, two things would happen. 2 yellows would fly.
Oh, yeah, you get
You'd wind up with 30 yards of penalties,
Yes.
and you would be, I assume you could be ejected as a
I've never seen a coach get ejected.
I haven't, but, okay. And what would happen in basketball? If Frank Vogel ran onto the floor after that play we saw last night.
he'd get tossed.
Well, he'd be tossed, but he would get 2 technicals, so it would cost his team points,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And the ball.
Right.
Okay? So there are definite harsh penalties in place in basketball and football.
Right.
But in baseball, you are allowed to go out and look like you want to fight the home plate umpire or whichever umpire, right? And it goes on, and it went so far, and he's being restrained by the bench coach, restrained, until finally the language probably got so abusive that he says, you're out of here, right?
Because you can understand why he's so upset. This is the World Series.
I got that.
You lose this game and you're going home. There's no more tomorrow. And he's like, I don't feel my runner, I don't feel Turner did anything wrong.
Okay.
And you call that in this game?
Okay, I got that, but I can't believe baseball has the eyesore, allows the eyesore of that kind of a fit thrown on the field because you have a lot of kids watching. I think that sends the wrong message. Oh, you can get away with that?
Well, Skip, there's so many unwritten rules. I mean, Skip, we've seen guys, we see Steph Curry shoot a 3, he shimmies. We see guys shoot 3s, they hold the poles. If I score a touchdown, I can do whatever I want. We see guys do first down. But in baseball, all the rules seem to be unwritten, what you can and can't do.
Well, you can't show up the other team. You just can't.
Exactly.
Because the pitcher's got a weapon in his hand. That's what happens.
That's the thing, though, Skip. That is not a rule in the rule book per se.
No.
It says I can't celebrate after hitting a home run. But
which brings us to the losing pitcher for the Houston Astros.
I know.
Justin Verlander is now 0-6 in the World Series.
7 starts.
In 7 starts, and clearly he's a Hall of Fame pitcher. We know that. He did win 1 Cy Young Award and 1 MVP, but he has been much more of a disaster to me in the postseason than the Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw. But somehow Clayton Kershaw takes way more abuse. I don't know exactly why, because it has been ingrained in the national consciousness that he's a choker in the postseason. But Justin Verlander, all he does is come up small in the postseason. In this postseason alone, he's 1-5. So the Astros have gotten to Game 7 of the World Series in spite of Justin Verlander.
But Skip, here's why I think Justin Verlander has gotten a break. Is because if you look at him, he leads the postseason in strikeouts. He passed John Smoltz early in the playoffs. But he's 14-5 in the first 2 rounds with a 2.83 ERA. So when you factor that in, Skip, 14-5 with a 2.83.
Okay, but he's 14-11 overall, and on the biggest stage, he's 0-6.
Right, but see, they saying like where Kershaw doesn't, and plus he got Skip. Once you get that ring, and that's what he has from 2 years ago when he won. A lot of things seem to get swept up under the rug about how bad he's actually been.
So Kershaw's 9-11 in the postseason, but he's just 1-2 in the World Series, so he's not 0-6. He's 1-2.
Right.
And I do think somehow Justin Verlander gets some pass here because it's not become a big story that he's come up that small in so many big stage games, right?
Especially and Strasburg made a name for himself.
He has this year.
Yeah, that's the thing, Skip.
Yeah.
You knew he had the talent. He has a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He can throw the changeup, the slider. He got all the pitches.
He's got it all.
But can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
He seemed to have put it together now, Skip. And when you do this, Skip, that's how pitchers make their name. Pitchers make it, quarterbacks in postseason, pitchers in the postseason. Jack Morris, we saw what he did with the Twins, Skip. He made a name for himself. If you can do it on the big stage in the World Series, you'll... Mo Rivera, you look at all these pitchers, Skip. When you do it in this stage, in this moment,
that's true.
This is how you live for perpetuity.
Which brings us to tonight, Game 7 on Fox.
I got Nationals.
Scherzer versus Greinke.
I got Nationals.
You do?
I got Mad Max.
Really?
I'm taking Scherzer.
Really?
Yeah. You want some dew on it?
Surprise, I do not, because I also have the Nationals because I think they have become the meant-to-be team of this postseason. They just keep surviving. I like their togetherness. I like their unity. I like their little kid celebrations they do in their dugout. I think they have some mojo going.
I agree with you. But anytime that guy, Scherzer, takes the mound, he's a no-hitter waiting to happen.
He's tough, man.
He's a no-hitter waiting to happen. He has electric stuff. Now he's gonna be juiced. Hopefully, you know he was scratched on Sunday.
He's got a neck spasm sometimes.
But boy, They were warming him up. They thought they might have to leave in a save situation.
I hope he didn't leave too much in the bullpen.
He coming.
Okay.
He gonna be gas. I know he's throwing. Coming out the box throwing 98.
So in no World Series had the road team ever won 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
And that happened last night. I think it's going to be
It's gonna be
7
7
games
in a
in a row.
Well, it's the first time in MLB, NBA, or NHL.
There you go.
That's fascinating to me.
Fascinating.
Look, and the thing is, the drama that we wanted was not the kind of drama that we got last night. We wanted drama as far as home runs, nip and tuck ball game, not the controversial call.
No.
But we did get a little drama. Bergman, thank you. Bregman, thank you for taking the bat to first base.
Carry that bat.
That's the way to follow it up.
That's the way to follow it up, and I'm with you. You should have just carried his bat all the way around.
I'd have carried it all the way around.
Yep.
Boy.
Dave Martinez said he did not like Soto carrying his bat, but I think deep down they were like,
You're not finna show me up. You think you gonna be on TV showing me up, taking your bat, and pretend like, I forgot it, take this. I forgot I had it on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Skip?
What will we see tonight, though, honestly?
How you forget you got your bat? Skip, you run to first base, and you forget you got the bat in your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He didn't forget.
Exactly.
He did not forget.
And Soto didn't forget he had it either.
Game 7 tonight, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. I am so looking forward to that one. But we got to talk about the Lakers and Anthony Davis. Is it his team now? Chris Broussard